Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the A3U Review.
Today we'll be taking a look at MP-20 Masterpiece Wheeljack, fresh off our shipment.
That's right, and we're also going to be taking a look at, what are we taking a look at next?
Well, we'll be looking at some Transformers, but in an interesting context. It's a surprise.
Okay, I like surprises, and I hope you guys are ready for a surprise. With that being said, my name is Alex.
I'm Boris.
And you're watching the A3U Review. So, the first thing we're going to look at in this episode is the Masterpiece Wheeljack. Boom! Check that out. We got the standard style Masterpiece packaging looking good.
Yeah, it's the same size box as the Datsuns and the Lamborghinis, so it fit in the collection quite nicely.
Yeah. Now let's take a look at Wheeljack. Wow. I love the size. I mean, we've seen the Generations Wheeljack. I'm used to that deluxe size. Now to see something bigger with all this detail, looks good.
Yep, the scale, like the decoing, it's very, very accurate. It looks really, really nice. And it comes with the standard accessories. It's got its shoulder cannon.
Yep.
The gun. If you got the Asia exclusive, it also comes with a coin and a disruptor, which we don't have. They also come with these couple of pieces here that you're gonna be kind of confused at first. Don't throw them away. They're actually the mirrors, and I'm sure, like, you know, most people know that, but just in case. And it comes with two pairs, I guess, in case you...
A spare one as well.
Yeah, bust it.
I love the sculpting, the sharp edges, the paint job is superb with all this fine detailing on the paint.
And, you know, one thing I do still notice is they do still use the hard plastic for the wheels, which I mean, I don't think it looks bad, but again, just like the rest of the Masterpiece cars, I did think that it would have been a nicer touch if it actually used rubber. People
love the rubber wheels.
I think it would have been cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, still looks really good. I love the red rims.
The red is just such a nice touch. Okay, well, let's get this guy in his robot mode and check that out. First impression is wow. I'm impressed.
Looks great. Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of his styling intact.
It's a modernized take on a classic character toy, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, they modernized the transformation, of course, and the articulation is very decent. I found that the transformation in his legs, once again, they do some really cool things with these cars. Some parts are kind of expected, and some are like, oh wow, they kind of tucked in a couple of things here, the door and how it works, kind of the wheels.
Yeah, I like that.
The arms.
Yeah.
And something to note, they even went into detail. If you do actually take this faceplate apart, I mean, you need a screwdriver to take it out, but it actually has a face underneath, face sculpt, not just some blank piece or a one-piece thing. There's something underneath there, and it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna take it apart though. And yeah, just in general, you know, articulation is what you would come to expect from the cars. The actual hand swivels, and once again, not all the fingers are articulated, but you know, it does a great job of styling the fingers, and can hold the gun really well. It basically swivels down here as well, and then it also has a kind of a balancer on the bottom.
Oh yeah, that balancer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it flips around. That's how it kind of comes to fruition. Definitely a great masterpiece, again, by Takara/Hopper.
Let's give this guy a rating. For aesthetic, I'm going with a 9. I love the way he looks as a robot. I love the way he looks as a car. The paint job is all good, and the poses are awesome.
I'm gonna go with a 9 as well. The aesthetics are bang on for me with its G1 counterpart. Its head sculpt all the way down to his decoing. The car mode looks very accurate. For playability,
I'm going with a 9 also. The articulation is so solid, you'd want to play with him so much, and also the transformation was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun doing it.
Playability for me too is a 9. I can totally see myself transforming this over and over again. Just like the rest of the Masterpieces, I really think the playability has really been there.
And for innovation, I am also going with a 9. They were able to take such a simple toy and make it something very, very dynamic. A lot of engineering took place here, and considering the fact that Wheeljack is a brand new mold, they really did some really neat things with it.
9 all the way for me too. They definitely did something different with Wheeljack. They didn't just borrow from another Masterpiece figure. They have definitely thought about certain things like tucking the wheels in behind there, how the hip flips out, and then making it proportionate after doing all of that. I think is very innovative.
So both our overall scores are 9s. This is a no-brainer. If you have the other guys like Sideswipe and Prowl and Silver Streak, you're gonna wanna add this guy, no questions asked.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, he's gonna fit in the line very, very nicely, and everything is scaled properly.
And there's our review of the Masterpiece Wheeljack from Takara. So, what are we going to talk about next? I mean, we talked about the Wheeljack, so I don't remember having anything else on the agenda to review.
Well, we don't have any more Transformers to look at, but I did want to do something special for the audience. A lot of people don't know that we actually film inside my store.
That's right, we are actually filming in a store. This is not somebody's house, okay?
Yeah, and I know some viewers out there do know, and they still haven't seen the actual store because they're not local. We actually run out of Vancouver, Canada. So I'd love to kind of take everyone for a tour around our store, which we've actually never done.
No, we haven't done that before.
We used to do it at the small store. You used to.
That's right. I used to actually come in and then just, I mean, if you've been following my older videos, I used to come into the store, the smaller store, and bring my camera and I go, hey Boris, what's out? What did you, what came in?
Sometimes I would be literally unpacking stuff that came out, and that's kind of like the history of A3U Review. It started there. It wasn't as formatted as this. It was just literally guerrilla video.
Yep, that's right. And it has evolved, and so has the store. The store is significantly larger, and we would like to give you a better geographical idea of what the store is like.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's take them around.
Yeah, well, let's bring you to some familiar territory. We're gonna head this way, and I think you're gonna know this background that we're going into, all right? So let's go. Hey, we are back, and this looks kind of familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is where we do a lot of our intros and our outros.
That is correct, and this is also where the customer brings their product, and then they take your money.
Yeah, we take your money. Yeah, I mean, this is actually in front of the cash register, and on the back wall here, as you can see, this is actually a lot of the employee collections. I was a big Spawn fan. I don't know if you guys can see all of that up there, but you know, it's not just Transformers that I've been into. We've both been collecting for a while, and a lot of things, right?
That's right. And with all these products here, there's gonna be so much stuff that I'm gonna wanna buy, and a lot of that stuff is over there on the other side of the store. So let's just head over there, all right?
Let's check it out.
Hoi! Whew. This is a big store.
Yeah.
There's a bit of running to do.
Yeah, and this behind us here is the Transformers wall.
This is the Transformers wall. We've been here many times, and over here you see a lot of Takara stuff and a little bit of Hasbro, but mostly Takara.
Yeah, we typically carry all of the import stuff or any kind of harder to find Hasbro items, or you know, sometimes if we can get the Hasbro stuff first before anyone else gets it, it'll show up here as well. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. Hey Boris,
did you change up your display recently?
Oh yeah, you might want to pan over to
yeah,
that.
That's right.
All right. Yeah, definitely. We're always updating our displays, so whatever's kind of like the latest, the greatest. I like to open up everything, even if you know, it's some figure you might not be interested in. It always looks good when it's out of the package. All the guys here know how to pose them really nicely. So yeah, you get everything from customs to masterpieces to some of the latest Voyager and Deluxe from the Generations line. You name it, whatever's interesting, we put in displays.
Very, very cool. This is a beautiful display. I'm really, really impressed.
Yeah, well, the thing about A3U is the displays. I mean, we're going to show you some of the front as well with the the window displays and everything, but it's all about displaying the Transformers.
That's right. I'm gonna take a jog over there because I'm really curious about what you got over there.
Let's take a look.
Hey guys, we are back, and Boris, what kind of wall is this? We see a lot of really unique stuff here.
Well, this is the third-party wall.
Uh-huh.
You know, so, you know, there is a lot that's been sold out recently that came in. However, we still have a wide selection of third-party stuff. A lot of the newest Fans Project, Mastermind Creations, TFC, Unique Toys, all of that stuff comes in here.
There's so many third-party companies, some that I've never even heard of.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been supporting third parties ever since the beginning.
Yeah.
When there really was only a couple companies around, and now it's just blossomed into its own market segment.
Yeah.
But
that's why you gotta have your own wall for it, just like a dedicated wall.
Yeah, I remember when third-party stuff was kind of like hidden behind the counter.
It was just one tiny section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how it deserves its own section. It's only getting bigger. I mean,
yeah.
We're going to be expanding into that wall and that wall as well. Right now, we just have a few kind of older collections on that side, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm feeling pretty...
Let's take a look over there.
Wow! What is all this, Boris?
So, you know, we don't only sell Transformers in this store. We actually have a really large selection of 1/6 figures. So anything from Hot Toys to some of the third parties coming out like 3A,
Sideshow.
Yeah, exactly. Sideshow, Damn Toys.
Yeah.
There's also Soldier Story.
Yep.
There's a lot of great military figures.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a lot of loose parts that we break up from figures, and some of them we purchase on its own. You should probably pan over.
Yeah,
It's
right.
actually, it's quite substantial. Yeah. So if you see here, it's quite a bit to choose from, and a lot of these are available also online, not at the ages 3 and up website. It's actually available on a site called urbansamuraihobbies.com.
That might sound familiar to you guys.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an interesting story because Alex actually used to own Urban Samurai Hobbies. He was, before the star he is today,
Yep.
he actually collected a lot of 1/6 figures, and he actually brought it in and sold them. And I believe you had a small store in Richmond?
That is correct. I had a tiny store in Richmond, 180 square feet, so that's the size of a small bedroom. And
wow.
it was very, very tiny, and I sold exactly what you see right here. And the reason why I was into it was because I loved movies, and I loved the movie character toys that they made. So I was actually into 1/6 scale figures before I was into Transformers. And then eventually I got into the video thing, and then Boris took over.
Yeah, we inherited it, and it's been a great brand, and it's also been a great extension of our store. I mean, you've had a lot of history with the toy industry. You've done a lot of toy runs yourself.
That's right. And what's really great is that we've combined both my interests in video production and toys, and we're bringing to you the A3U review.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
So let's take a look at some of the other lines that we have in the store. It's actually quite interesting.
All right. Should we take the elevator?
Let's take the elevator.
Ding. So we're back. We took our amazing elevator.
There is an elevator for staff use only, unfortunately.
And it takes us to the Gundam section.
Yes, the Gundam section.
Yeah, I'm not into Gundam, but a lot of people over here are, and you can see we got tables here, and that's for people to play Gundam. I mean, build them.
They also play them against
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other.
they battle them.
Yeah, we actually host a lot of build nights. We host a lot of paint classes here where we teach people how to build the Gundams, do battle damage, and just different kind of paint techniques. And you'll see a lot of the back displays there. Actually, a lot of our fans and customizers, that's their pieces, not just stuff that we've done. So it's actually great to see the Gundam community kind of get together here, and we have a few groups that do that here.
Very, very cool. you guys sell a lot of Gundams, so you obviously have to sell paints, right?
Oh yeah, we have a lot of paints and supplies, and in fact, we carry all of the Mr. Hobby and the Tamiya stuff, so we should probably take a look at that.
Okay, let's check it out. Hey!
So, yeah, ouch.
Oh, that was kind of a tumble, but that's okay because we're here to look at paints.
Yeah, so we carry all of the Mr. Hobby paints, which is the Gundam. When you look at the Gundam build kits, they'll actually have a number beside it for the paint that is recommended. So we have all of that. That's Mr. Hobby. And then we have the Tamiya paints, which are also very high quality paints, a good alternative, a wide variety of paints. And then we have our Citadel paints, and these are actually made for Warhammer. I mean, you can use them for other things. People do. They're actually very high quality paints. But yeah, they're made for the Warhammer, which we should probably show.
That's right. Well, considering Warhammer's over there, I'm gonna give you my war cry. Wah! Yeah!
Warhammer!
That's right, that was my war cry, and we have Warhammer 40K and also the Warhammer, the Fantasy Edition, right?
Yeah, so we basically, we're an authorized Warhammer shop. So we carry all of the latest Warhammer pieces, and you saw the paints earlier. A lot of our customers come in here and they utilize the same tables, and they paint their Warhammer. You know, for those of you who aren't very familiar with Warhammer, it's basically you know,
Tabletop gaming,
sci-fi,
fantasy,
but a hobby as well, because you got to paint your pieces in order for it to be legit in tournament play.
And people collect them too.
Yeah, exactly. They're kind of collectible, and we actually have some really nice, nicely painted stuff from some of our fans that come in here and do their armies.
That's right. Yeah. And this is starting to look familiar, isn't it?
Yeah, this is. If you pan over there,
let's
Alex.
Just pan over, and then show the viewers.
Over here.
Yes.
Is where we do our reviews.
That's right.
And actually, we do our robot reviews right on top of our Magic display. So we actually sell Magic
collectible card games.
Yeah, Magic cards. We sell boosters and boxes, and we don't do singles, but we definitely hold tournaments and events here. Same thing, the tables back there serve that fandom as well, and on Friday nights it really blows up with traffic here. And then on any special events like pre-releases and whatnot, you can also get a lot of Magic fans in here playing each other. Yeah.
Good to see you again, Masterpiece Wheeljack. We're going down. Bing! And we're back, and now you can get an overall feel of what the store looks like, because this is where we are at, the center of the store.
Yeah, so when you walk into the store, you literally see all of this. The Gundam wall was back there, Transformers was back there. Behind us at the very back wall there, the 1/6 stuff, and then you also have a big selection of board games. A lot of people come in here and they actually play and they try out new board games. We always open up new board games for the store for people to try out at the tables back there. And then over here, you have a massive selection of loose Transformers. A lot of people come in, they trade in their collections with us, and you know, if you're a viewer and you want to kind of get rid of your collection and trade in for some new stuff, you can also send us an email on our Facebook page or at our email toys@ages3nup.com to actually trade in your collection and get some new stuff. A lot of people do that.
That's right. As a matter of fact, why don't we give the viewers one last panning shot? That way we can give them a really good idea of what the store looks like, all right?
You're gonna give me a lot of exercise, aren't you?
That's right. Why don't you start off over there?
All right, let's take a look.
Okay.
Okay, so just to recap, lots of displays of the newest items, Transformer wall over here, loose displays, we have our third-party wall over here, then we got the 1/6 section, loose figures.
Speak up!
There's the board games, and then over here, you can still see me, Gundam's back there. You come over here, paints. And I know I'm hidden behind the pillar a little bit, but you got Magic and Warhammer finally. And then right back to the beginning, where we do our intros and our outros, is the cash register and the staff collection wall.
That's right. And, well, as a matter of fact, we might as well say goodbye to the viewers.
Yep. You know, I know it's not the same format as usual, but I really hope you enjoyed taking a tour of the store because I felt it was really important that we brought you into actually where we film.
Yeah, so what are we going to talk about next week, Boris?
Next week, I believe we have a second part of this kind of special tour of cool and awesome things. I'll reveal it next time, but we also will take a look at the Hasbro Leader Class Jetfire.
Cool, you're not going to want to miss that.
Yep.
As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, Ages 3 and Up, and also follow us on Twitter at Ages 3 and Up. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Good night.